FuzzJockRadio.
It happens. We're human beings, we're not going to play good all the time, even though we want to. But they just play better than us. We didn't have the energy, we didn't have the momentum.
We're here. We're live. How's everyone doing tonight? Look who we brought.
How about you?
Yeah. Extra applause for the special guest. Yeah. Well, we're not. None of us are special. We're all the same.
We're all pretty special.
Well, we're all the same, right? None of us are more
Same amount of
special than each other.
Yeah.
We're all the same amount of special.
Which was what makes us special.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I don't think we have to go over what a Hest is again. We've done that many times in the past podcasts. Oh, wait.
Hello.
Hi. How's everyone doing? We are FuzzJockRadio. My name is one of the Hests, Fuzzy. We also have a Hest over here to my left.
Hello.
In Mankato. His name is
James. This is me.
And then we also have another Hest in all the way out in LA. And their name is
C-Dubs.
And then we have a Hest all the way up in the Twin Cities. And their name is
Carlton Heston. Oh, Alex.
Alex Heston.
Oh, we didn't really talk about before the show what we should call you. I'm sorry we forgot to.
Yeah, just call me Alex. Alex is fine.
Alex is fine. Take it away, James, while I do some.
You are our special mister tonight, Alex. So get ready for leading the train. It's all up to you now.
Great to be back.
Yeah, you're going to be the main Hest tonight. So take it away.
Tell us what we do.
What do we do?
Ready to go.
Explain
3, 2, 1.
Sports to the audience.
So sports it's like a game where people play competitively for our entertainment, and we just like it. So that's why we do this show, is to rag on it all the time. No, wait, that's not what we do.
Oh,
you like sports?
Okay.
Actually, since I'm in charge, this is now a true crime podcast.
Actually, I'm back. I'm back. I'm going to take it back, control over the podcast. Even though we're all Hests here,
there's one person that knows how to run the buttons on the machine.
I know how to run the buttons, but there's no hierarchy. If you want to run the buttons, you can.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, I'm not behind the curtain though. It would be green, and then I would disappear.
And you'd be in front of it.
The Wizard of Fuzz.
I'm really lost here.
Well, welcome to our podcast.
FuzzJockRadio.
FuzzJockRadio.
We need to bring the notes over here.
There we go.
The script, you could even call it.
Oh, okay. So I'm trying some new things in the studio, and they're working perfectly.
Yeah, no, this is fine. This is great.
As always.
So,
hello.
Okay.
Here we are.
I think that we need to
Rewind.
Welcome. This is FuzzJockRadio. My name is Fuzzy, and I'm one of your Hests for tonight. In this land of football, basketball, baseball, NHL, hockey, and other sports. It's all about sports entertainment and telling you what you should watch. No, that's not right. We don't tell people what to watch, do we?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Rewind.
I'm not going to do this bit again. I've done this bit many times before. If you haven't heard the bit before, where I just keep on doing the rewind button multiple times during the intro, so we keep on doing the intro, check out the podcasts prior, because this is a great bit. I think it goes over really well. But
One of my favorites.
this is a podcast. This is about sports and about other things, and I think we should just get right to it.
Okay.
Do you guys do you think that's what we should do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. So with that,
What's up? Let's do that.
what's going
first.
on?
Yeah.
How's it going, J-Maz?
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. Well, what did you do this last week? How was your week?
I prepared myself for this part of the show, and I know what I'm going to talk about because I got a new phone. I upgraded phones.
Ooh.
And then did
And-
you like put down notes in your phone to remind you how what you were going to do, what you just did this last week?
Not yet.
Is it what that? Okay.
No, what I'm getting to is that as I was transferring information and all the stuff from old phone to new phone,
You had some notes on your old phone to remind you what was going on once you got it into your new phone.
yeah, sure,
Okay.
and amongst other things,
Okay.
Family pictures.
Cool.
But anyway, as I was transferring everything over, I didn't do it quite right. So then I had to start over this transfer process and do things a lot more piecemeal. But where that ended up is with me, finding another of my old phones, finding some old contacts.
Cool.
So like
So where's it?
old friends
feel this
that
is
I've
going-
lost their numbers.
Ooh, I feel this is like an adventure that we're going on here a little bit. We were going somewhere, aren't we?
No, yeah, I've just been immersed in nostalgia.
How
essentially.
old? How old is this old phone that you found?
I found, I think,
Like 10 years?
photos going back to like 2014.
Oh,
So what is it, 8 years?
Wow.
Yeah.
In 2 more years, that'll be 10 years.
Yes. But yeah, it's sent me. I've been through a wave of nostalgia this week, seeing, finding some old numbers, getting back in touch with some friends that I hadn't talked to for a long time, some old recordings that I have,
cool.
but just not as accessible, and like a bunch of my own recordings that I haven't listened to for a while, and yeah, some all the local bands. Yeah, just man.
A lot of nostalgia.
Lots of nostalgia, just like seeing old pictures, old contacts, old music. It has been a good time.
Sounds like you hit the rewind button for a second there, you know?
And in the end, I got all the good stuff transferred over, like all my family photos, all my contacts, all my messages. So it worked out.
Good.
Yeah,
That's good.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
Someone
Sounds
else
like
tell a
good
story.
weekend. Or a good week. Boom.
C-dubs.
C-dubs. I was doing
Neat.
like a dial there. Did you see that?
My
Yeah, C-dubs.
week was
How was your
rough.
week?
It was rough. After Morning Glory had her fall, turned out that she actually was also really sick and having her kidneys failing.
Wait a minute.
So, yep.
The audience doesn't know that your cat fell.
I think I mentioned that in last week's episode.
Did that
But let's
happen
bring
2
that
weeks
back
ago?
a little more.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Happened last Saturday morning.
okay. Sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, so Morning Glory had a fall, which actually ended up being a blessing because it was unrelated. She just got on a table and fell off. And then we took her into the vet and they did some blood work. And then Tuesday morning, they called and were like, she's really sick. Like she's dying right now. And so brought her into the ER and they took her for 3 days, souped her up, got her all feeling better. Now she's back home doing good. I just have to give her some meds and the IV and all that stuff. But she's like her old self. So they saved her life. So I'm so grateful for them and very happy to have my baby back.
Good. Well, that sounds like a rough week.
That's
for sure.
a
It
scary
was a
thing.
rough week.
That's a scary thing, but that's, interesting to look at it that way with like, if she having the one accident kind of opened the door to knowing about the other things that was
Otherwise,
serious. So
it might have been too late by the time we would have found out.
yeah,
Alex.
So yeah, I'm in a good mood now though.
Good.
That's good.
Good. Alex, how have you been? We haven't been around you for many moons and many suns.
At least since last season, I'd say.
Why? Why do you know why when they talk about how long it's been since you've seen somebody, or when they're talking about passage of times, why do they usually just say many moons? Like they use for the passage of time, it's always moons, not suns.
It's-
like what's up with that? Do you know?
Because the sun is very it stays the same pretty much. Moons cycle, so
Oh, that's
it's easier
good.
to differentiate the nights.
Oh,
I'd assume. I don't know. I'm just coming up with that off the top of my
This
So
head.
that's the answer.
This is
I would
the.
assume that's
That sounds like the answer. It sounds very credible, especially since it's coming from you. So since the many moons
yes.
that have passed, what have you been up to?
And each moon it blows up every night and reforms every day. So
That's so
I'm pretty sure that's true
That
too.
sounds pretty,
Anyways.
pretty credible. Credible, Alex.
I mean, I've been up to all sorts of stuff. I'll just go over this past week because I mean, there's too much to go over. I guess over the past.
Oh, we got time. Go for it.
Audience?
Just working, doing some work travel as well.
The audience
in
wants
the
everything.
past. What's that?
I said it sounded like the audience wanted everything there. The audience, yeah.
But like this past week, I've been messing around with the piano a bit. I listened to a podcast. One of the podcasts I listen to is covering a guy named Jack Parsons lately, and he was a rocket scientist in the 40s who helped create some of like the early versions of like sustainable jet fuel, rocket fuel kind of stuff.
Oh, cool.
But he was-
Did the government kill him?
Well, he was heavily involved with an occult organization called Ordo Templi Orientis. It was like Aleister Crowley shit. And also
I don't know any of those
teamed up with L. Ron Hubbard. This is not a joke. L. Ron Hubbard, the guy who created Scientology, was part of this group too. And they like went out to like a desert to try to create like a baby, like with this woman, this red-haired woman that was prophesized. It was like this is all true. Like this actually happened, and it's just fascinating that this guy was like one of the biggest founders of like rocket technology back in the 40s, and he was doing all this crazy shit with the founder of Scientology. So it's kind of weird.
I have a lot of questions that I feel like I'm not gonna ask because we don't.
But that Aleister Crowley stuff is like it's like a sex cult basically. It's everyone's just going at it all the time at this like communal house and rich part of.
They don't know how else to take care of it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh god, what would? Oh, I know.
So there's fascinating stuff. I also watched a YouTube video. It was like 2 hours long about the oof sound in Roblox.
Okay.
And that's also fascinating because like the guy who made it, Tommy Tallarico, is like a prolific video game composer. The guy who made the YouTube video just basically found out he was just lying about like everything that he's accomplished. He has all these world records and stuff and is like making up shit about that he was on MTV Cribs, made that up. That he worked with Shigeru Miyamoto for 5 years. Never happened. Like he just says it all the time. He's like a pathological liar. So some fascinating media consumption going on lately for me.
Huh? Well, good.
But now he says, oof.
Oof. Yeah.
Okay. Oof.
Fuzz, how's your week?
Yeah,
Oof.
Fuzz. Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. What do you mean by oof?
Oof. I don't know. It's a sound.
Is it like a?
You're
Is it like
you're
like
avoiding the subject here, Fuzz.
Is it like one of those sound effects that you can download? Did you guys ever notice like in multiple? I've noticed it with the sound of a gate, the opening of a gate, like a creaky gate. They use the same sound in a lot of cartoons.
I think
What
I
do they
know
call that?
exactly what sound. I can't like produce it with my mouth, but I can picture it in my head.
Yeah,
What you're,
there's a sound that
These are usually I think called assets in programming, right?
Are in media.
Yes.
In media.
you buy a sound pack,
and
or
yeah,
there's-
some of them you could just buy like these starter packs. So
Is it like
I believe that one's Wilhelm's Gate.
Okay. Is that
and he wants it
is
back.
that one of so, is that some of that type of what do you call it? Free use.
Well, this oof sound was, they don't even know how it got in the game, but it was from an old game in like the early 2000s called Messiah, where you were this little baby angel and you could like possess people. And
oh yeah, I know that game.
yeah,
I
and so
remember
Tommy
that game as
Tallarico,
well.
whose studio made the sound, like started freaking out, and he's like, I want all the money, because Roblox is really popular.
Well, that's what I was going after. Is that one of those public use sounds, or
No.
not, or is he copyrighted that sound?
I mean, it's his his studio like owns it, so
then
like
they
it
should
was
be
never
getting
like it was licensed out to I think Shiny Entertainment when they made it.
Yeah, they
and-
should get some royalties for that sound then, because
Well, then they were like, well, we can take it out, and he's like, no, don't take it out, pay me instead.
it's just like the dances in Fortnite where
Yeah.
the creators of those dances were not being paid for their Fortnite dances being stolen from them.
Kind of is, yeah.
It's just wild how, I mean, at some point, things do become public domain, after a certain amount of time, unless it's owned by Disney, and then Disney will start suing for the rights. But that's not we're not a podcast about Disney taking over all of media and not letting anything get to public domain stuff.
Not until they start messing with ESPN or something.
I mean,
Don't they own that?
yeah, they own that.
Yeah.
So does that mean that any of the football games, like the Monday Night Football game that was on tonight, will never be public domain?
Are you ready for some football?
Let's just get right into it.
Let's just do it.
Highly unlikely. I would assume the NFL is going to keep renewing copyrights on these individual games and stuff.
Well,
But are there old NFL games like just on YouTube and like no one does anything about it? I can't remember.
There might be, because back then they didn't have the rights all secured the same way. So like there are games that they can't find because the people who had the rights to them didn't keep them. So like there are lost games of football. So yeah, they didn't keep the copyrights like they do now. Back then.
So that brings in a good argument for big companies like Disney to own or ESPN or the NFL to own their own rights to their footage. That's a really weird gray area for me that I don't fully understand either. Like, who fully owns that footage? It's an NFL game, but ESPN, Disney are the ones that are broadcasting that game and taking the footage of that game. Kind of like,
I believe ESPN would own it, and then NFL has their own films that they own of the game.
I would assume NFL owns all of it, and like they just have the broadcasting rights.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
'Cause it is the
then-
ESPN camera crew.
Because then, like, Fox, post game, they're showing, CBS, they're showing.
But they say they get it
Everything.
in the rights of CBS.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because I know that they have their own camera crews, because that's why like certain ones have different, like pylon camera and the spider cam, and others don't, because they own those
Slime
cameras.
Vision.
Yeah,
And then
Slime Vision,
Disney,
Nickelodeon,
Disney owns ESPN, and all the derivatives, and then also ABC, I believe. So if it's ever
Yes.
on ABC, then it's a ESPN Disney show as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just very, very good at pushing back those deadlines of when things become public domain. Ever since they got Mickey Mouse, and that's why you can't use Mickey Mouse in anything. And hopefully we don't get copyright stricken for even talking about this.
Man.
So let's
I'm just so happy that we live somewhere with like monopoly laws, right? That's so great.
yeah, they seem to be working pretty well.
So good.
Monday Night Football. Did you guys get the notes that
In
I sent those
Mexico.
over this
Are
time?
you Monday
Yes.
Night
Okay.
Football?
Monday Night
Yep,
Football.
we got the notes.
Did any of us watch the game tonight?
I saw the end of it.
And how did it go? Who won?
San Francisco won.
Okay.
The Cardinals did not have their starting quarterback play today, so it was basically a gimme
that's
for
tough.
San Francisco that they were going to win. But George Kittle scored and did the zero miedo hand gesture
Okay,
that
so
Pentel Zero M uses.
What is
I'm
that?
sorry for interrupting.
What is that?
So yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, in AEW there's a wrestler. AEW is the promotion All Elite Wrestling, and one of the tag team people's name is Penta El Cerro Miedo.
Yeah, Miedo.
Miedo.
And he does a hand sign where he like points up and then points down, and then the audience yells, "Oh, with the zero
0, and then it turns into an M when
M.
he turns it upside down.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Zero,
That's cool.
zero.
Yeah.
So 0, and that means
No fear.
no fear. And is it the quarterback or the wide receiver?
The tight end.
Tight end,
Kittleson.
yeah. Tight end.
Kittleson?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one?
Just
Kittle or
Kittle.
Kittleson?
Kittle.
He anytime he scores a touchdown or does something really good, he does that hand gesture. And it's pretty neat. And then
Yeah.
that's
he's been doing it. He's been doing it for years, like even prior to Lucha Bros on AEW. Like he apparently saw them performing WrestleMania weekend in New Orleans, like at the indie shows, because that's what happens during WrestleMania. All these other venues do like their own little shows.
Oh, sure.
And so George Kittle saw him like multiple times while in New Orleans for WrestleMania, and just like this guy's awesome. And so
Okay.
he started doing it on the field.
Yeah, and
pretty
Penta is awesome, and it's really cool
Yeah.
to see sports cross paths like that. And what's really neat too is that the Monday Night Football game was in Mexico, so
Correct.
Penta was at that game tonight, and it was on the sidelines. And
Wonder if
hanging out with San
Kittle's gonna
Francisco.
show up at a
that-
Dynamite.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be really neat.
That'd be awesome.
if they're going to the West Coast. Aren't they going to Cali soon?
January.
Yeah, so maybe he'll show up there.
So,
I'll be at that.
anything else about the Monday Night Football game that was
Nothing cooler than Penta.
no? I
No.
suppose
Yeah,
once-
Penta was the coolest
once you
part of the
mentioned
Monday Night
that,
Football
that's-
game.
it's
That's
like-
the best thing.
That's all I saw.
There's some other things going on in the football.
a 61-yard kick. Somebody got a 61-yard field goal.
That's the record,
In one of the games. Is that the record?
probably.
Is it? Does anybody know what's the record?
Thought it was 62, but let me look.
What's the longest?
Theory,
field
what's
goal?
the record?
66 yards.
Whoa.
66,
66?
yards.
Holy
is
cow.
the record. And sorry, James.
No, not a record.
Not a record. But there was something else about the 61-yard field goal. Stanford kicks meaningless. And it was meaningless. Did anybody read the article that Splinter posted?
Is it a record for outdoor
It's about
kick?
no, it's about so they kicked a meaningless field goal to reach the spread, so that gamblers could make their money instead of it being the way that it should be.
Hold on.
Weird.
What? Bad bet. Bad beat. Stanford kicks
Ah.
meaningless 61-yard field goal as time expires versus California to flip the total. Any with a ticket of on. So what? They did that. They did a 61-yard field goal to
reach the number they needed to for the game score for
They
people who bet on it to win.
narrowed it from a 10-point game to a 7-point game.
So normally they
people.
wouldn't have won any.
They shouldn't have got exactly.
They wouldn't have won if they got the field goal and the time was running out, and most teams would have just been like,
It's 61 yards. Why would we even try this?
I mean, hell of a resume builder for the kicker too. You
Yeah.
know, it's like,
Yeah, good for the
coach,
kicker,
let me try it. You know,
So-
what do we got to lose? I'm looking at a screen cap here. It looks like he was on at like 5 seconds left, and they're down 10. Might as well like try for a field goal, I guess.
why not?
But I think they did it to win money. They knew what the spread was, and they probably had a bet down.
I don't think that's
I mean,
legal.
that's a lot of
Exactly.
a lot of accusations there. Yeah,
And
I'm accusing them right now.
Yeah.
accusing
I mean,
Stanford.
I suppose that article's accusing them as well. I didn't read it, unfortunately.
I mean,
I don't think I read any of these articles, by the way. So when I bring them up, make sure to.
Stanford's never told me anything that I believe. So
Gambling is going to work its way into sports in bad ways. I'm telling you.
Well,
It's
that-
gonna be,
Here we go.
I was telling
It's
everyone
there
too.
already.
Like I'm telling
Yes.
everybody,
You are.
and you're telling everybody.
I mean, I can't bet on baseball, and I have a small position in a baseball game, baseball, factory.
So, but however, because everything's going to be is becoming legal, right?
Mhm.
Now,
Everything?
all the
Sports
betting,
betting.
all the sports betting is becoming legal.
Oh, but not like murder.
No,
Not yet.
not
Damn it.
not yet. Not unless the progressives get their way.
Oh my.
No, I'm joking. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't know. It's questionable, though. I think, right?
I mean, okay, so it's
'Cause
good.
why
to,
do it?
It's good to make it legal, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't want to constrict people from things that they want to do, right? It's
Sure.
just like, I mean,
No, it's better than having it illegal and people doing it illegally and all sorts of
so then
other
that's
bad
what
shit that goes with that.
that's the point.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yeah.
happening anyway, right? And it's going to be happening in the back alleys, right? Where it's bad and mean and I don't know, crass.
So we might as
I don't
well
know.
tax it.
So might as well tax it.
Let people do
Yeah.
it. But then you
How
got
it-
people skirting it.
Okay, so like, well, if you're not going to have the law that it's illegal to bet on gambling, just make it legal because people are going to be doing it anyway, right?
Mhm.
If you don't want your sport to be influenced by the gambling, then the sport needs to be responsible for how do they make it not like you can't?
Well, I think
How
they
do-
got to police themselves.
But how does the NFL police gambling bets or say, hey, you can't
So-
gamble on NFL games other than their
Well-
employees can't bet,
Right. I think what it is they need to. First of all, they do. You have to sit through gambling what is it like? Conferences where they explain to you why you can't, what ways you can't, how it works, what would happen if you did, and what the different levels of it are. Like this is one of them. If they were to have done this to make the spread, then that's not correct. They shouldn't have done that. Now, I'm sure they'll investigate why they did this. And if it comes up that it's for the kicker to get a big kick or whatever, then fine. But if it finds out that the coach had a bet on the team, that's illegal. And they can check who wins the bet and trace it back to
Yeah.
who placed it.
Yeah.
So
Maybe he was people who play fantasy college football. He was just being nice to his.
but that's gambling.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Fantasy
it is.
football is, yeah.
Fantasy football is absolutely gambling. That's
Even
that's
if
what
it's not
led
for
to
money.
gambling in sports being legal, is because fantasy football was gambling in sports, and they
Yes.
had to argue it over and over in court that it wasn't, and it came out that it was. So they
Yeah.
had
I mean,
to
because
make
of places
gambling
like
legal.
FanDuel and stuff like that.
Yeah. And all those names, But
Well, and that's what is pushing. I mean, people want to legally gamble on sports, but some of these sites and some of these companies have gotten so big that's with everything else in American politics, I'm sure is what has pushed the envelope even more for gambling to happen in sports.
all of the country is built on gambling.
I mean, they
right
have
now
gambling
anyway.
in professional wrestling, for God's sake.
I was just gonna say I don't understand how that is legal, because it's literally a fixed.
Doesn't make
sport.
sense.
Part of it's because it's pick'ems. You got to pick 5 things in the thing with the odds and get them all correct to win an amount.
Yeah, but can't what if FanDuel had an inside guy and was like, hey,
Then that's
don't
illegal.
don't do this thing this many times. Don't go through a table in the match, or else we're gonna lose a bunch of money.
Yeah, that's the risk.
This sounds way too subjective. I don't see there's any way to for instance, ask a team, why did you kick a field goal? Well, we wanted points. Isn't that the point of the game? How are you going to get any other answer?
Get it closer, have the score closer so that we don't feel as bad.
Yeah,
It's that, and then we're letting the kicker show off his skills. Maybe he's been hitting those long kicks, and he's like, "Hey,
let me just do it, coach. It doesn't matter." But
can I try to get
Could
can
be.
I try to get drafted, please?"
So there's numerous reasons, to give other than saying we're doing this because of betting. On the other hand, like, how do you know that like someone on the team doesn't have a distant relative or just like a friend or a neighbor with a girlfriend that like puts a bet in, and you just know someone has a bet. And you can't police like tell me every single person you know and whoever you've talked to in your whole life.
Yeah.
Well,
and like they can't bet. You
There
can't
are
do
people
that
whose
either.
jobs
so
it is, though. There are people whose jobs it is.
they'll
It's so
investigate.
insider trading.
People will
Insider
investigate.
trading is like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because like Puig in baseball just got busted for gambling illegally through another source. They figured out it was him placing the bets, even though someone else did it on an illegal bookie, and he has to pay like millions of dollars because he got busted.
They have ways. They have people who dedicate their life to like figuring out like gambling, like cheating, because like these casinos and like they have all this power and like they can figure this shit out.
So what you're saying is that
they know how to do it better than anyone. Then.
Yeah.
So
this will open up more job opportunities, is what I'm
yeah.
investigations. This isn't a law.
This is a power grab
podcast. Like we don't really know the full answers, but I'm sure the lawmakers that are dealing with this went over all the things. So definitely, if you have more questions about this, don't ask us.
Ask them.
Ask them.
In casinos, how they have the pit boss who like will break your thumbs if they catch you cheating. They're gonna have that long distance now. They're gonna send
100%.
someone to your house to break your thumbs off.
They'll just send it in an email attachment. Like,
read
this email and it cripples your fingers.
Break your own fingers for us, please.
Please don't break your fingers.
Wear these rings and
it's a
punch
special
yourself
new
in the
kind
face,
of email.
please.
That does
By
it
the
for
way,
you.
we're not law professors. We're not people that are gonna break fingers. It's all jokes. Just to remind everybody on YouTube that's listening, for those analytics.
We're just
Pokemon.
We're just saying all this because we're trying to avoid the real news.
I'm trying to move on to the next.
Yep.
On to the next topic. Pokemon.
This will get the analytics.
Yes.
Is in football.
Yeah, baby.
Yes, a National Football League player
I
retired.
Oh, what? Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is a good story. I want to hear it.
So an NFL player retired this recently or last week or something for because he sold a Pokemon card he had and he made so much money off it. He was like, I don't want to play football anymore. I retire. And he's young.
How much money did he make off that Pokemon?
Like $650,000.
One card.
He would rather sit on that money than play football because he's like a lower level player.
$650,000, and he retired from football
For one Pokemon card.
How much?
And he doesn't have to get any concussions.
Well, how much was he making
Exactly.
before? How much was he making in football? Because they make
Less than
millions.
that.
They make millions of dollars, don't they?
If you're a
If
star.
you're a top player.
He was like some like backup defensive player, wasn't he, or something?
Yeah,
Oh,
he was like a bench
He's
guy.
for the Raiders.
Well, good for him. Was it a new? Was it one of those new decks, and then he just pulled one, or?
No, it was an old Illustrator specific card. I don't know exactly which one it was.
Did he find it? Did he just?
I think he had it.
Oh.
Part of his collection and decided to flip it.
Yeah.
Oh man, good flip. That's a good flip.
Yeah.
Brett Favre's still a piece of shit.
Oh man.
Absolutely.
There's
Fuck
even
him.
more
Is there-
coming out about him.
Oh man.
So, then I don't really want to talk about him much more. Let's just move on.
That's all we have to say. He's still a piece of shit. That's the news.
Yeah, Brett
No,
Favre
he's
sucks.
actually like. I mean, he's worse than. If you thought he was a piece
Okay,
of shit
so,
before,
the more of the news that's coming out is that prior to the welfare scandal that he pretty much orchestrated, it sounds like, to get a new volleyball court for his daughter. Prior to that, like Alex, I don't know if you listened. I'm sure you already know. Brett Favre stole money from people that actually needed it and tried to make that money into a volleyball court. for his daughter at a
Terrible.
university. And before that, it's coming out that he was also involved in this nasal spray pseudo medicine thing.
The
Where-
kind
Oil salesman.
that's
for
probably
concussions. Like
Oh
where
my
he's like,
God.
"Oh man, I had concussions and I used this nasal spray to fix my concussions because the nasal spray goes straight to your brain."
Oh my god.
And
I
got a
don't know if
bunch of
that's how that works.
got a
buddy.
bunch of other people involved, other famous people involved, and it's just this huge thing.
Dude,
And it's just
take him
like,
down.
what the fuck? Fuck him.
like he needs the ultimate QB sacking to end all QB sackings. Just take him down.
Go to jail.
Yeah, send him to jail.
I'll take him to every jail.
Okay, get
Vikings
tackled.
are
He has to
8-2.
live in every night in a different cell. He's got to
Like-
move every night
Vikings are 8-2
for the rest of his life.
Vikings are 8-2. Last week they were 7-1. We're going into this thinking going to be playing against the who do they play?
The Cowboys.
The
Dallas
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
And we're like, yo, the Cowboys are gonna be easy. We're gonna be 9-1.
Yeah.
And no, that's not correct. We are 8-2. We lost 40-3.
Baseball is fun again in Minnesota.
Do you guys even really want to talk about the Vikings? I don't.
No, not
Okay.
at all.
I
I just-
watched maybe the first quarter.
Alex.
Baseball
is fun again in Minnesota.
It is.
We're just gonna move. We don't want to talk about it. Do you actually want to talk about
No,
the
we're
Vikings?
skipping
No,
it.
I just-
Why do you
I
think
just
we've
wanna
spent
say
30 minutes?
40
something
to
funny
3. Okay, say
is
something
that-
funny.
I have a Sling TV subscription, and I'm able to watch Fox games just fine on it. But this game is on CBS,
Yeah.
right? I don't have CBS at all, and so they have the NFL Network on Sling, where it's like they show like games going on, and they keep switching.
Chunks of them.
And they like cycle through them as they're going on. So that was how I had to watch the Vikings game while I was checking it out, and it would go to like one of the other games, and then it would go back to the Vikings and just show all the crap that had happened since it cut away. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is terrible.
The only thing I want to
Baseball is
piggyback on
fun
that
again in
was they
Minnesota.
also, the CBS national game was the Vikings game. They turned it off nationwide.
So funny.
What?
Minnesota.
Yeah,
oh my god,
during
they
the-
switched
They
over.
changed the game.
You know, and they didn't just change the game to a different game. They changed the game during the third quarter.
Yeah,
It was so bad.
a couple minutes in.
Once again,
It's like, okay, there's no reason for people to keep watching this now.
Yep.
That's awful.
So
And I just want to say, it's every time the Vikings get like national positive attention,
yeah.
that they shit the bed the next week miserably.
Yeah,
it happens all the goddamn time. They beat the Packers
Always.
week 1, drop the ball to Philly.
Usually what happens.
New game of the year.
The Cowboys
against the Bills.
Are
Drop it
undefeated
against
at
the
Target
Cowboys.
Field. Did you know that?
Minneapolis Miracle.
Miracle, yeah,
Everything.
and then Philly again. Yeah, it's every time that they get national attention.
Did you just say
it
the Cowboys are
Not
undefeated
Target Field, the U.S. Bank
at the
Stadium.
U.S. Bank Stadium?
Yeah,
So,
Cowboys are
Yeah, they've
undefeated
never
at
lost.
U.S. Bank Stadium.
so
They're undefeated at Target Field too, because they
Yeah,
yeah, you're right.
I'm undefeated there.
Speaking of Target Field, I don't want to talk about the Vikings.
Baseball is fun again in Minnesota.
We have some free agent rumors.
Oh, the Twins are the official word right now is Twins are definitely motivated to keep Correa.
Oh, well, that's good.
Ooh,
And I don't know.
that's an update.
You could put me on the this is rumor mill stuff, but they keep the news keeps coming that just the conversations keep going. The conversations are good and favorable, and
Okay.
I mean, the thing is there's nothing to point otherwise right now, and I think it looks good. I think
Is there a deadline, like a time deadline that we need to sign them?
I don't believe so.
Before the
Okay.
season's
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he could get, as long as no one else signs him, he could get signed in season.
Oh, I suppose it's
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
Free agent.
We gotta wait for free. Okay.
But I saw another interesting thing on the rumor mill was Justin Verlander, Cy Young extraordinaire.
Who was he playing
World
for this
Series
last,
man.
Yeah. Who was he playing for last season?
The Houstons.
Yeah. They won.
They're the World Seriesers.
They won the World Series, the Houston Astros last year. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
With
There was a World Series this year?
Yeah, with Verlander.
Yep, with Justin Verlander.
Yes,
okay,
he got his
so
first win.
Okay.
who is now a free agent?
Oh, he's a free agent now.
Yeah.
Did
I
you guys
mean,
know that?
Probably
No.
the number one
Go get him, Twins.
pitcher on the market right now. But
Do you think the Twins are going to get him?
no, but he may be coming closer to C-dubs, is what I have been hearing.
Oh, he might become a
Ooh.
Dodger.
Might be one of my coworkers.
Yeah,
Angel.
maybe.
Or maybe a Padre.
Maybe a Padre.
Or
maybe
an
a
angel.
Padre.
Or an angel. What if he
Padre?
became an angel? Like the Angels haven't been doing that well. They maybe will
Nope.
want to, and that's still close
Yeah.
to C-dubs too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All of
You
those,
need
all
Christopher
of those.
Lloyd.
But those, the career talk, Verlander, and the Dodgers sounds like a pretty cool mix.
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge was hanging out in San Francisco.
Oh, he might
But-
be coming to the Giants.
Yeah, he says he's just hanging out with friends and family though.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's what they all say.
Yeah.
He's going to the Giants,
But Giants are big contenders on
or he might
talking
go
to
to the
people right now,
He might
too.
go to the Padres
or the Padres.
because that's in California.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's all go to the Padres.
I might go
No.
to the. I might go to the
I
Padres.
might. I'm thinking about it.
Part of the Friar Faithful.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. What, you got another free agent on the list there?
Well, there is a free agent who signed.
I know of one.
Yeah.
Astudillo signed
boy.
to the Hawks.
Who?
Go Hawks.
The Hawks.
Hawks?
The Japanese team.
Yeah.
The Astudillo. just recently
SoftBank Hawks.
SoftBank.
Yeah, it's
What
a
does that mean?
phone company.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh yeah, well, that's right. They got the like. Is it part of the KBO?
No.
No.
I don't know the acronym for the Japanese league, but yeah, La Tortuga, our friend, that guy with that hustle for the Twins is awesome, and now he's gonna keep playing baseball in Japan,
That's cool.
and I loved seeing that.
The Twins just recently had an expo. Is that what you call it? An expo at the Mall of America just this last weekend.
Yeah.
And during that expo, they exposed their uniforms. Brand new, spank new designs, spank new. Is that how you say that?
Spanky
Spanking
new.
new.
Spanking
Thank
new.
you.
Spanky new.
Spank
Spank
new designs. Brand new, spanking new designs.
These are swag and spanks.
That
They
look.
exposed themselves and spanked.
I like a couple of them. I like they did a redesign of all the uniforms. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
right? Different design for the M. A different design for the colors of the uniforms and how they displayed the colors, and then they got like.
These
Do they
throw
always
back
have
to something,
numbers
don't
on
they?
the front of the jersey? Have they always had that?
Yeah.
They have numbers on the
Yeah.
front of the jersey, which I didn't realize they had before, but like that was brand new to me.
Like that all navy, like old school looking one.
The baby blue is gone.
baby blue's
Yeah.
gone.
That
It
one
might
that one's
come back
that one's gonna
again.
be that one's retro now.
So did they?
Do they?
Wait.
Oh man, am I ready?
Dude.
So that brings me to the.
We all know what that sound means, or what this jingle is. It's time for the
Buzz question of the week.
So the fuzz question of the week is when I ask the Hess a question, and then they answer the question with their opinion answer. It's an opinion because it's an opinionated question,
Yeah.
right? And with them, we don't talk about why they think that. We just move on
Fucking love
to the next
opinions.
test, and then they tell us why, or no, they tell us what their answer is. Does that make sense, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So the fuzz question of the week this week is
What is it?
What
is it?
I almost forgot it.
Oh no. Where'd it go? Do you
This is not. No, that's not helping. The fuzz question of the week is: Did the Twins need a uniform change? C-dubs.
No.
Alex.
Yes.
And James.
World Series.
And that was your... Nope.
Fuzz question of the week.
Yeah. So that's the fuzz question of the week this week. The uniforms are good. I mean, there's some good
I
ones,
like the Twin
some
Cities
bad
one.
ones. The Twin
Yeah.
Cities one, is that the black and...
The black and
all-
white
all
TC
black and
looks
white?
kind of neat
Yeah.
with the Twin Cities
Yeah,
across
I
the
like
shirt.
that one a lot.
That's the one I'm just mainly stoked about, and the M is weird. I don't know, but I like the M.
I think the M looks weird as well.
I didn't expect that.
The M reminds me of Milwaukee, not Minnesota.
Yeah, or like it.
Like a different state.
These-
It's representing a different state. So that makes me wonder, are the Polads planning on selling the Twins here soon?
Oh, my
and then
goodness.
that's
You don't
why
get
they're
new
doing
jerseys
different M's. And they might, the star above the M reminds me of the, Dallas Stars. They already have a hockey team down there. Why not bring another
Yeah, it
star?
was just Correa's idea.
baseball.
He's like, I'll sign if you get new uniforms. These are dope. And they're like, okay, okay, whatever you say, Correa.
Okay.
Just please stay.
That could be. That could be what's going on.
But no, I think these are like kind of like callback to things, right? Like, what's the M reminds me of like the Minneapolis Millers.
Yeah, you think so?
I think.
Well, they put the North Star in it too.
Yeah, the North
that's
Star.
kinda what- yeah.
Yeah.
The Dallas Star to represent the Dallas Stars that are in Texas, and it's kind of like a foreshadowing of what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah, it's like the North Stars all over
Oh,
again.
no.
Yeah, that's what I think when I see the new uniforms.
That's not what I
To
think,
be
though.
honest,
I think
Are
different.
they going to
not-
be in a Mighty Ducks movie though? Before
Yeah.
what is the Minnesota Millers?
That was
Is that what it's called? The Minnesota Millers? You said Millers.
Minneapolis Millers.
Right? Minneapolis Millers. That's the M for the Minneapolis Millers.
Okay. Yeah.
What are they?
They're an old baseball team, like not they were like a not affiliated minor league thing.
Minneapolis Millers were an American professional minor league baseball team that played in Minneapolis, Minnesota through 1960.
Yeah.
In the 19th century, a different Minneapolis Millers were part of the Western League. The team played first in Athletic Park and later Nicollet Park. So there you go. Fact for tonight. So yeah, did you have any
It was a little
opinions
Minnesota sports
on
history
these
there, Warren.
uniforms? You guys have anything else to talk about, or should we move on? Twins have new uniforms. Everything.
And they're awesome. We all
is-
love them.
I mean, we're gonna have
There's
to.
no complaints about
We're
them.
gonna have to get used to them
It's
if you
so
don't like
cool.
them anyway. So
Yeah. World Series.
baseball
FuzzJock
uniforms
Radio.
all kind of
The
just
NBA theme, here's an idea. It goes like this.
FuzzJock Radio.
So, Brittany is still under Russian jail time. Is that what you would call it?
To get sent to a penitentiary now.
Yeah, like it said, like a penal colony.
Or penal colony, that's it, yeah.
I'm
Like
not
she's doing hard time.
Yeah.
in Russia's Mordova region. That just happened just this last week. Yeah, so for a bunch of hard labor for like a gram of marijuana. And
Oof.
yeah, so I don't know what more to say other than just this sucks. We
It's awful.
we need to get her back, and thoughts and prayers won't do that. We need
Diplomacy.
we need some diplomacy to happen and get her back. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. Do you guys have anything?
No.
So the Wolves are 9-8.
Still better
They're-
than the Lakers.
They're better than 50%. Still better than the Lakers.
Still better than the
Yes.
Warriors.
Still better than the Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's
right?
top.
So that's pretty
top tier.
pretty awesome.
Yeah. Doesn't get better
Go
than that.
Wolves.
They've all obviously have been having some problems with the new squad. They're gonna figure it out. I haven't been watching the games lately, and they've been winning, so I figured it out. If I don't watch the games, they most likely will win. And they just need to figure it out. The one of the things that they didn't figure out was that they had also new logos and uniforms and stuff updated as well, and they look great. I
didn't see those yet.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't know if you guys seen them because I didn't put those in the notes, and I apologize. But they were going to update the basketball court, and there were some imperfections in the court, so they had to put and they were gonna release it tonight, right? Like it was gonna be a big unveil tonight.
Yeah.
Kind of like we're gonna have a big unveil for something next week.
Maybe
Next week.
Tune in. But they're gonna do this big unveiling for the new logo and on the court, and they had some imperfections. So tonight they had to put in the old retro logo, which I think probably looked pretty cool.
And everyone's
Right?
like, "Oh, wait, yeah, maybe we'll go back to that one instead." Never mind.
So the Wolves are not just
Save
having
the new one for later.
problems on the court; they're having problems with the court.
Doom.
Well, that would be like a Doom sound bit there. Doom would have been a good one, or like no, that's Mortal Kombat, I think. Dun-dun-dun. I like that sound. NHL.
What is slashing?
Slashing is like that, you know.
I'm sorry, you guys have anything else to talk about with the Timberwolves? No. The NHL, the
I love them.
Wild also have new uniforms,
That's what we do here.
Just new uniforms.
and they're trying to just I
That should
think
make them happy.
I think all the teams are trying to be like each other.
They just want new shirts.
We've talked about that in past podcasts. If you haven't listened, if you haven't heard that bit,
Well, they want new shirts.
take a listen. We're realizing that all the Minnesota teams are trying to be alike. So with the Vikings now being 8-2,
Yep.
just like the NHL is 8-2,
It's the same thing.
right? Or the NHL,
Eight and two.
The Wild are
Yeah.
8-2, just
Like
like
poetry, it rhymes.
yeah, just
Poetry in motion.
poetry in motion. So all of our teams. So bottom line, the moral of the story here: the Minnesota teams all have new uniforms, and they want to have the same records.
And they're all gonna win to stop.
If the Vikings go to the Super Bowl, then that means the Timberwolves eventually are going to go to the NBA playoffs,
Yep.
right? And then
We
the
already decided
Wild
the Twins are winning the World Series.
Twins will win the World Series. It's going to be great.
Yep.
I promise you. If that all happens,
We're the only ones
it's
that
gonna
can
be great.
stop the 4 mascots of the apocalypse.
Oh, well, I think it's part of the plan.
all
It's
part
like
of the
it's
plan,
part. It's
baby.
part of of the apocalypse. Hell freezes over when the Minnesota Twins win the World
Oh, no.
Series, and the Wild, like when all this happens, and then the 4 apocalypse of Philly come running through the earth, right?
Yeah, with glizzies.
Oh man, if we were like a podcast that dealt with extraterrestrial stuff like that, probably
boy.
be fun to listen to. But we're
So
not.
fun.
We're not. Any other NHL news for you guys?
Uniforms.
Any
Well, let's move on to other uniform news.
other uniform news?
Yeah.
Why can't we talk about
This is like oh no, this is other topics. So we're going to. It's so confusing.
This is great.
Super Smash Brothers. It's Golden Birthday
Today.
today.
Yeah.
We're
Melee, right?
Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Melees.
For the Nintendo GameCube.
So today is
released on this very day.
November
21 years ago.
November 21st, 2022 is the golden birthday of AEW. You guys remember when you're... No, not AEW.
No.
Super Smash Brothers Melee for the Nintendo GameCube.
Super Smash Brothers Melee. Do you guys have golden birthdays?
Mine was June 14th. Many years ago.
Yeah.
We're all well past our gold birthdays because they only go up to 31.
Oh, yeah, they only go up to 31, don't they?
I was only 365 days old when I had my golden birthday. So, there you go.
Oh, yeah, because you're
the first, so, yeah.
We're doing Nux right now
nice.
because I'm the same. September 1st is mine, and so on my first birthday, I don't remember it.
Yeah, so
They gave you a gold cake.
Yeah. Did they?
I had my golden birthday 8 years ago. Wait. Yeah. No, not 8 years ago. Wait.
19 years ago.
6 years ago.
28.
4 years ago.
4 years
I'm
ago.
36. No, 8 years ago. Yeah, 8.
Yeah.
8 years ago.
12.
I don't really remember doing anything special for it, but it happened.
Thank you for tuning in. If you would like to support, head on over to our shop, FuzzTalkShop.com. That's FuzzTalkShop.com. Buy yourself a hoodie or t-shirt. We even have mugs and stickers. From all of us over at Fuzz Talk Radio, we appreciate your support.
Okay.
You ever play a trivia murder party on the Jackbox? You ever play that?
Yeah.
No.
That one's a fun one.
That voice on that ad sounds like the host of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's my voice. I did that. I made that.
Yeah, you might have
Congratulations.
made Jackbox.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think I made Jackbox too.
Dude, dope.
Yeah.
Man, that would,
Nice.
that would solve a lot of problems. Pickleball, still have not been able to contact my mother's sister's son. So we're gonna still wait and put a pin in that.
I played that once, but
we are still thinking
for
about
another time.
We are still thinking about pickleball, but I really want to get a hold of my mother's sister's son. Beer. There's a beer ban at the
World Cup.
Qatar.
The World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about them, but like
FIFA's
but they
on some
are having a beer
bullshit.
ban. Thoughts?
So because they banned all the beer and they had already packaged up a whole bunch of beer to go to the games, apparently they're going to gift all of the beer that isn't going to be sold to whoever wins the World Cup.
Oh.
So they can
Into
have a big
all
party.
of the beer.
I don't know.
Wow.
Just-
To the country
is that-
or to the team?
Probably
Or,
to
like,
the country.
To who?
It's like the person that has the winning goal gets all
Am I
of it.
wrong in that
They
there's
will
the
be
beer
king
that's
beer.
banned, but like other liquor is being sold still, or is it all liquor? Because I keep hearing just beer.
Yeah.
I'm sure
could
it's
just
all
be
liquor.
beer. I don't
no,
know.
I'm
Good
sure it's all
question.
liquor. I'm sure it's all liquor. It's just that beer is like usually what they sell mostly.
Yeah, they're not the
because it's Qatar. You know, like they do not like it's against their religion.
They don't have a lot of discernment or great discernment, in my opinion, when it comes to like what they ban. So I went.
I saw a guy on social media saying he wasn't let in because he was wearing like a rainbow shirt.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They're
no rainbows.
They're like, yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Multiple colors of the spectrum. at the
Friday's
same time.
statement from FIFA said non-alcoholic beer will still be sold at 8 stadiums, while champagne, wine, whiskey, and other alcohol will be served in the luxury hospitality areas of the arenas. So
Just not for the poor.
And that's another aspect of this. Yeah, not for the poor.
It's not for the poor.
Just the rich people get to drink. one of the worries is that a lot of people went there thinking that they would be able to drink, and they're alcoholics already, and people are worried of people not being able to get their liquor and will have withdrawals, which is like one of the reasons why during the COVID lockdown, alcohol stores were able to still stay around, because it is a very serious situation if an alcoholic that drinks a lot all the time can't get their alcohol. Not just because they'll get mad, but they'll die. Another thing that really worries me is that, what we were talking about earlier, if you like make things illegal, people still will do them, right? And I've seen pictures of people disguising their beer cans as like a pop can, and which is, harmless in most situations. However, they're in Qatar again, and they're very, very strict, to the point of you will be locked up and the key will be thrown away type of situation in that place for if you're found having an illegal beer or doing something illegal.
Dangerous.
Seems dicey enough going there in the first place, and then like,
I mean, it reminds me of
breaking the law while there too. It's just like, oh no.
Yeah, it's pretty scary, and I don't know. Like I said,
Fuck FIFA.
Fuck FIFA.
Man.
Fuck the World Cup, and FIFA's been corrupt for a very long time in the first place. But companies going to these countries and supporting their extremism against human rights needs to stop.
Yeah.
It's just funneling more and more money into their pockets, and that belief system that's okay. And people can have, like, in my mind, people can have their religions and do things as long as it doesn't harm other people that don't believe in their religions, right? I don't know. We're a sports podcast. I'm sorry for going off here a little bit, but like it's scary for people that are going over there and they're taking it lightly. And these big ass companies like Anheuser-Busch shouldn't sponsor shit like this, in my mind.
It goes to show too that they're just changing the rules as they go. The rules aren't even set. So like, what are how do you know what rules to follow?
That's part of it. Yeah, that's a big part of it, is that like they were going to allow beer and alcohol for the poors at one point, and then a couple days before everything started off, when everybody's already over there.
Yeah. What's going to keep them from changing more rules whenever they want?
Well, because
man,
even
it's
a news reporter got stopped and was told they couldn't report on the news there.
Yeah.
They were like, excuse me? You can't change the rules like this. And they're like, too bad, you can't report now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what's even scarier about this whole situation is that Elon Musk now owns fucking Twitter. And so people's like one avenue of being able to get like one of the not just only one, but one of the avenues that has been very responsible in different things getting out into the public of how things are being run, and
having this kind of information disseminated broadly at great scale.
And now it's gone. And that brings us into not even compromised anymore. It's just gone. Like you don't know what's real on Twitter anymore, because you don't know if Elon decides to say yes or no to this post being seen or visible or whatever. He owns the company.
Yeah, it's just his now.
And
it's his plaything. So
apparently he's lost like $100 billion on it.
Yeah,
good.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, well.
Fuck him.
It's been a disaster. I'm still on Twitter just mainly because I'm just like I'm in the band on the Titanic. Playing the music as it sinks.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like this place is so fucked. Like
it's wild.
People last weekend were like, "Is it even going to survive?" Over the weekend, and that was there was some overreacting then, but it's still just like it sounds like everyone quit. There's no one running the place.
75% of the staff.
Yeah.
The people who are working are like on like visas or something, and like can't not work there or something. So like,
Well,
they're trapped there with him. I don't know. It's just so fucked up.
yeah, it's
And he keeps
there's a lot
asking
going
them
on.
to just play these board games with him.
There's a lot going on.
Well, then he reinstated Trump, and Trump was like, I don't want to go back there. And Elon's like begging him,
please.
basically.
let's just yeah.
F all those people.
A lot of things I don't want to talk about tonight, guys.
Yeah, we should have talked about Super
You know,
Smash
we should
Brothers
brush
more.
past before we get to
A lot more
fuzzy memory.
What? What's that?
AEW had a pay-per-view this weekend.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
That's something
Full
that I
gear.
would actually like to talk about.
Yeah, let's talk
There you
about
go.
this.
AEW did have a pay-per-view last Saturday on the 19th of November. It was Full Gear, which I went to a year prior, and it was my first pay-per-view event for a pro wrestling. And it was this year. It was a lot of fun last year, but that's not what this is about. This is about this year. And this pay-per-view was great, through and through. It was pretty well done. The Elite came back.
Unbelievable.
And they had a great entrance. What song did they play?
Well, carry on my wayward son.
Yeah,
By Kansas.
it was a great
Kansas.
re-entry into the fold. And then they had a triples match against
Oh, Penta, the guy we
Death
talked
Triangle.
about earlier.
Death Triangle, yeah.
Death Triangle, and Death Triangle won. And then it came out that Tony Khan is going to have them fight 6 more times. So it's going to be a best of 7 World Series of the Elite versus Death Triangle. And
It's like the World Series of
think-
poker, but for wrestling.
I think it's going to be great. I think the Elite and Death Triangle are probably the best tag team matches. Have
Trios
some of the-
teams. Yeah.
Well, I mean, trios or tag team, it doesn't matter. It's the same, right? It's they're if it was just Penta and Ray Phoenix and then the Elite without Kenny, then
Those are 2 great teams.
it would be the best
Wonderful performers.
tag teams in the universe of wrestling, right?
I'm very curious as to how they're going to keep it, like,
Entertaining.
fresh. Yeah, like it's like literally like 7 weeks in a row of them fighting. Like I think there's some off weeks. There's a week where Kenny's gonna go to Wrestle Kingdom to fight Will Ospreay.
Oh,
It'd be
Will
great.
Ospreay.
In like early January. So there's things like that where it's like how are they gonna like do this every week and keep it interesting? I think it'd be kind of interesting if they're like this week's just gonna be like a one-on-one between pick your person, and that'll count towards the I don't know some
knows?
interesting things like that, or we're gonna do this one as a ladder match. or something
They'll
like that.
have. I'm sure that they'll throw in different scenarios like a ladder match or a cage match, a trios tag match, cage match would be really awesome.
Ooh.
Trios Kishay.
Right, and I'm sure that's going to be part of it.
Yeah, they gotta keep it a little fresh because it does they do a lot of similar.
It'll be a hard.
spots, and especially if you keep seeing it every week, it's gonna get a little stale, I think. But I think they're so confident in their ability to keep it interesting that it's gonna be great.
It'll be a hardcore trios match, a cage match, a tables match, tables and chairs match.
You never really
Lumberjack
seen
match.
like a
Lumberjack
series
match.
like this in wrestling before, though. I mean, it's
I've
different.
Never
It's
seen
different
a series
than
at
like
7. No.
yeah, it's different than like a tournament, right? Where you have a series of matches all like progressing in a bracket, but this is like, yeah, the same people.
Alex Abrahantes on a pole match.
This probably has never ever been done in wrestling history.
So did you see BTE came back this week?
I did not watch it. Did they? I didn't see it.
Yes.
I need to watch
and
that.
they edited it. They edited their match to like a song, and paused the music to play when the audience was chanting "fuck CM Punk," and it's riled up the haters
The internet?
for sure.
Yeah, that's great.
everyone's mad because they're like, "Oh, this is so childish." That and it's like CM Punk was being childish first. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, who cares? Like, let them. I mean, they haven't even said anything since everything went down. So they let them have their chance, right? To say fuck
the audience
you.
saying it.
Yeah, yeah. And that was probably Brandon Cutler anyway, trying to troll. That's.
Oh yeah, and then AEW actually like linked to the BTE episode too, so it's sort of like,
ooh,
well,
shade. Yeah, a lot of shade.
That's just what you call the shade throwing.
Like I said, they've been professional all the way through. Let them have this. Yeah. Let them have it.
Yeah. And then there's so many detractors as well that just hate the Young Bucks and Lucha Bros matches style, where it's a lot of flips and stuff, where it's just they're like, how are you this devoid of like fun? Like how do you not like this? I don't understand it. They're like, oh, it's so choreographed. It's like, it's wrestling.
Yeah.
It's all choreographed.
Yeah. It's just like the people complaining about too many super kicks.
Oh yeah, that's exactly.
And if you read, and not sponsored, but if you read the Young Bucks book, they talk about why they do so many super kicks is because people complain about how many super kicks they do, and if people didn't complain about it, then they wouldn't be doing so many super kicks. It's
Take that, Jim.
It's part of their persona as wrestlers. Sometimes when people complain about how they just hate how these wrestlers are doing, sometimes it's like, I'm like, do you realize that what you're complaining about right now, about how you hate on this, all the hate that you can have for this wrestler is exactly what they want you to do. They're heels. Mm-hmm. This is exactly so. You hating, like real life hating on these people is shows that they're
the validation
really good at their craft.
Yeah. Well, it's also like people let that hatred of just them in particular in that style of wrestling, they let it like influence their entire opinion of AEW, and it's like you don't like. There's other matches.
There's matches. Yeah.
There's big slobber knocker matches. There's
comedy matches. There's
technical wrestling matches with Bryan Danielson. Like they're all there. Like you can have a variety. It doesn't have to all be boring buff men just punching each other the whole time.
Which bring it back to the pay-per-view. Is what happened there in this pay-per-view. They had multiple. That's what made this pay-per-view great. Is that they had multiple different types of matches, and it was a great pay-per-view.
I enjoyed
Did you guys
it.
Have more that you wanted to talk about it, like C-Dubs? C-Dubs, you haven't said much.
I mainly wanted to talk about the highlight thing I wanted to mainly talk about was because I don't want to. In case anyone hasn't seen it yet, since it did just happen, we'll give you a week and then we'll really get into it another time. But I wanted to talk about the opening match. Some of the best storytelling wrestling I've seen in a while.
Okay, the opening match was a cage match versus.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
It was like. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So the opening match in AEW in the pay-per-view for Full Gear was Luchasaurus versus Jungle Boy in a cage.
Yeah, dude, starting off with a cage match.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like,
personal issue story.
Also that too.
About two buddies. It's beautiful. It's a great way to start the show, and then a cage match alone. The announcers did a really good job carrying the story along with what they were doing. They helped tell the story along with it. It was beautiful. It was a perfect opening match.
I agree. Yeah. And then another highlight was the Jamie Hayter match with Toni Storm.
That was a great match.
Women's match of the night.
I missed a lot of that one.
That was awesome.
Yeah, like I said, through and through, the AEW pay-per-view Full Gear.
It's a lot of
November 2022's Full Gear was great.
Good wrestling.
Okay, we gotta move on.
Down the card.
We got some fuzzy memory trivia to do, guys.
We're gonna move off.
Oh yeah. Memory
trivia.
This is Fuzzy Memory Trivia. This is when I ask the Hess questions and then they answer their questions with answers. Did I say that right?
Yeah. That's
Factual
how we do
answers.
it.
You answer the questions that I ask with answers that are either it could be either correct or not correct.
They will be answers.
But they will be answers for the trivia questions that I ask that are going to be sports based.
Whoa, we got a tie.
And
We got
This
a
time they're
double tie.
sports-based?
they usually are.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Gotta find my spot here. Yeah, we do have a tie.
A double tie.
We have a tie.
Yeah.
11 to 11? I don't know.
No, currently the time we have
The
a tie.
time is.
Oh boy. Currently we have a tie. Okay. So currently we have a tie.
Yes.
And currently we have a tie that is 14 to 14 to 3 to 3 to 1.
Yeah.
And Alex has not been a Hest on this season, so Alex will start their score at 0.
If you give him an honorary point for showing up, then we could have a triple tie.
Ooh. That's not how it works, though.
I don't think that's how it works. This is just a yell out the answer type of situation, if you didn't know. So here we go. You guys ready for some fuzzy memory trivia? What is the last event in the decathlon?
It's bikes.
Incorrect.
High five.
Incorrect.
Running.
Judges? No, we're not going to take it. 1,500 meters. How many dimples does an average golf ball have?
55.
Incorrect.
120.
Incorrect.
300.
Incorrect. 336.
Wow.
Ooh.
In which winter sport are the terms stale fish and mule kick used?
Snowboarding.
Correct. 15 points for James. How many minutes? Not 15 points.
Oh, man, that was the best question to answer.
How many minutes was the longest recorded point in the history of tennis?
10.
Incorrect.
35.
28.
29.
Oh.
Which type of
29 minutes.
which type of football is another term for soccer?
Football?
Football.
Association football.
Whoa.
Who pitched the only no-hit game in World Series history? Who pitched the only no-hit game in World
Sandy Koufax.
Incorrect.
Dwight Gooden.
Bobby Bonilla.
Don Larson, what year? 1956.
Yeah, I remember that.
What country has competed the most times in the Summer Olympics yet hasn't won any kind of medal?
America.
Nope.
Scotland.
Nope.
Ireland.
Liechtenstein.
Oh, poor Liechtenstein.
How many players are on a baseball team?
40.
Oh boy.
9?
52.
9.
I said 9.
Yep, 15 points.
Yay, we're tied again. Okay.
How old was Tiger Woods when he won the Masters?
26.
Incorrect.
24.
21.
Ding, ding, ding. 21. And that was...
Oh, wait. How does this song go again? Oh, yeah. Memory. Trivia.
So that means...
We have a triple tie. We have a triple tie, everyone.
Whoa!
So that's
All the signs are
pretty
coming
awesome.
together.
As we all know, Fuzzy Memory brings us to the end of the episode. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to bring up before we make our goodbyes?
Oh, whoa, I actually... Sorry, I was just checking my phone, and I saw like a news thing pop up real quick that...
Oh, wait, what? Really?
Yeah, someone...
Breaking news?
Breaking news.
All right. Yeah, it's saying that the Pac Memorial Institute of Technology, which is located out in the Mojave Desert, as we all know, picked up
I've
a
been there.
signal over the past few days.
I think
Just
I think I got a signal here. I think I got that recording that you're talking about here. Let me.
You found it on Google?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm tuning the radio a little bit here.
Oh, okay.
Whoa. That was fucking scary. What the fuck happened there? What? You guys there?
I don't know. We're just gonna have to find out what that means on Saturday. This Saturday, the 26th.
Okay, so wow, that was scary as fuck.
Yeah, they're working to fully decipher it, and that sounds like Saturday is what their projections are showing on their calculations.
Okay. Well, okay. So, oh man, I don't even know where to go. Let's wrap up this episode, guys. We got anything going on this next week other than tuning in on Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was
JMS?
holidays coming.
Yeah,
Oh,
holidays
man,
are
I'm gonna
coming.
eat some food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Food time.
that food day.
Yep. It's National Foodsmas.
Speaking of which, on Fuzz Talk Radio on the 24th of November, tune in at noon for a brand new Dynamic Digs with DJ Shoba.
Yes.
We're going to be broadcasting a brand new one on Thursday on the 24th. C-Dubs, you got anything going on?
Food time. That's what I'm doing this week. I barely work at all, so yep, that's it.
Alex?
A couple days of work, and then I'm off for the weekend for the holiday. Probably going to see some family. I know I'll go to Albert Lee at some point.
Sure.
Catch some Pokemon there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuzz?
Me?
Fuzzy.
Me?
Yeah.
Did you say me?
Yeah, you.
Me?
Yep.
I don't know. I'll probably eat some food.
Couldn't be.
I'll probably eat some food.
FuzzJockRadio.
It happens. We're human beings, you know. We're not going to play good all the time, you know, even though we want to. But you know, they just play better than us. You know, we didn't have the energy, we didn't have the momentum.